What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Saint Irving. So I wanted to have a little watch party like we did on Friday, and also, let's see here. We're also going to be talking about the system overview trailer a little bit. This is something I wanted to talk about there, and also just kind of get your input on a few things. You're welcome to do some Q&A as well if you wanted to ask a question or had anything you wanted to go over, anything that you've seen as well. And so we're going to be doing all that. Let's see here. All right, so I'm wondering if my share screen is working. It is. Good, cool. No, this is not the right one. Let me switch that. There we go. And you can probably hear my cat. He's going off today, so. All right. One last thing I wanted to add in here is this. Alright, apologies y'all. The system kind of crashed, so I had to do it again. Just so that y'all have some context here. Because I know the last time I was replying and like y'all may not be able to see the chat, so. But what is going on, y'all? Feel free to say hi. All right, so we are gonna get right into this. We are gonna skip a little past that. And I basically skimmed this. I didn't really watch it. Hey, Saka, how you doing? And just to make sure there's no little overlay here. Where's mine? Okay. Now, for whatever reason, hola buena. If for whatever reason you guys can't hear, do let me know. All right. Because I put it to my headphones, but you guys should still be able to hear it. But if for whatever reason you can't, let me know. Hey, having breakfast. Exactly. Yeah, I'm like fasting this morning, so I'm taking it a little easy, but I'm sure I got my water around here somewhere. If I can find it. Alright, now this time we have confirmed it is a bot. I don't think I looked and checked into if it was a bot last time, but this is definitely a bot, level 2. Let's see. I will say, Rukia's costume, I feel like I wish it was a different color. Like, it's fine, it looks okay, but just the yellow has a strong contrast. It's very, I mean, I would have gone with white, but I can see why they didn't, given that that's the Spotter's color. But yeah, it's a strong color. It's a strong color. I'm gonna just say that. Okay. See, okay, off rip, I'm gonna talk about this, and also that looks kind of interesting. Hold on. Right, okay, she did fine there, right? Okay, no range there. Doesn't know what her range is, she's just swinging, mashing. Okay, now, is he even doing damage right there? Because, look at that. He's above her. Alright, health bar up here. She does combo extend, okay. Okay, he's still kind of hitting her, okay. That's something important to know because, like, we need to know the tracking, the, you know, the hitbox. Like, if you're in front of them but you're technically right above them, is it still hitting? Because right now he's kind of standing, like, towering over her. At this point, you should be able to read and understand that if there's no color to the end of the blade, it's likely a quick attack. There's usually a different animation for each attack. So you'll start to recognize, okay, it's a quick attack because they're just swinging their blade, there's no color. Okay, you see a heavy colorized, like, it has like a big aura to it. Like, I'll point out Rookie as heavy when I see it. And then it's a difference between that and, like, see, that's beautiful. That's exactly what Byakuya should be doing. He should be playing, you know, back a little bit, playing around, little, you know, footsie a little bit, and then he's got his pedals. Always, you know what? Such a nice detail I'm looking at now is how his pedals just kind of flow off of him. If you notice, like, as he's fighting, you see his pedals are kind of just scattering. So that's a pretty nice effect. Like I said, for me, it's always the details. See, that was okay. Her Shakaho, or Red Flame Cannon, does not have much range. That was Byakudai, okay, which is what she can do when she's not in her evolution. It's got some nice distance to it, and it's gonna help her in these situations with him because it helps her get back a little bit. Bluish, thank you. I was looking for pink for some reason. When I saw blue, I'm like, wait, am I tripping? No, thank you. Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, I saw it a second ago, but I didn't want to reverse it. Let's see. Okay, it's a good suit. Tsukishiro is probably one of her best moves, just because of the whole, it can hit you anywhere, it's only 50. Exactly, Saku. I also like that detail. Like, everyone has a different color to it, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, blue fits Rukia. And he said, hey, check that out. So, it looks like you can, of course, dodge any kind of, you know, spiritual technique. But, like, how you dodge it is important. So you gotta do, like, a side step, a front step, while it's, like, as soon as you can after you're frozen. See, like, right there, he almost dodged it. But it's cool that you can do it in succession, and it's not like a whole animation you gotta go through. Like, that's one of her best techniques, gotta be. I'm gonna break down Rukia on a separate video, but, like, she's pretty cool. She's well balanced. She can work, but that's the thing is, like, with balanced characters, like, you gotta really figure out your kid and, you know, figure out how to work optimally. See, Byakuya is just, oof. I mean, granted, she is winning out, obviously. But just like, I feel like Byakuya just looked smoother in this whole process. She's kind of just, you know, spamming. I feel like that's not gonna work too well on a lot of people. Well, no. Let me take that back. But I feel like a good block would just stop that right there. And I've noticed some blocks basically just, they take all the damage. So you basically effectively just wasted their spiritual energy. So it's definitely not something you want to just be throwing out. But at the same time, as long as you're doing, you know, quick attacks, you're still accumulating your spiritual energy. See, he's playing her right now. Grant, okay, yeah, that was good. Even the Kikon, well, even the mortar move seems to give you a little bit of spiritual energy. You'll notice, like, most attacks give you about 2 or 3 points of energy. It's not too much, but it does accumulate. So that's why each hit does matter, it seems. Oh yeah, shout out to the real Quinn. He did point out something that I don't think anybody's really pointed out yet. Is that your evolution will give you a little bit of health boost. It's not much at all, really. It's, I mean, even the soul reverse does more, but it's still good. It's still game changing because, I mean, even that little extra boost can be what you need, you know. And you can also stack it. You know, I've as soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that if I'm Ukuyota, I could hit my evolution, and I would probably wait until I'm like half health, right? Hit my evolution, hit my soul reverse, hit my regeneration. I got a full health bar that I just had you waste. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I just so many things you can do with that. So it really just adds to it. Doing your combo extender at the beginning of a match is like you're going in for it. Meanwhile, you see the burst reverse, I feel like is really only good for the beginning, and then you got to do something with it, like make it count. Unless you can keep popping them off, which I don't think you can. Because see, like with the combo extender, you can keep combo extending until it ends. But with a burst reverse, you get the initial combo cancellation, but you got to make sure they don't have multiple hits, because I think I've seen it where they did the burst, and then it still kept hitting because they had multiple hits left. I think it was maybe Ichigo. I don't. Hey, Saka. Okay, okay. So I expect you to be a good rookie yet. I think she's gonna be easy and fun to pick up. Kind of give you a little bit of everything. Her range for her keto leaves me wanting just a little bit more range, but you know she can't be everything. I think it's always so cool with Toshiro and Gin because they're both mid-range fighters. Well, yeah, they're both technically kind of mid-range fighters. See, doing that signature move right in front of somebody, I think is low-key kind of insane. Like, it's very punishable. But I'm wondering if he's interrupted, if it will continue. I doubt it. And I like the fact that he has this little detail with the chain. Like, it flows around just like Ruki is. It's a nice addition. It's something I really enjoy. His attack overall is like, I'm like watching his health go down. I love that because the dragon hit, like, it didn't even stop the combo, it was just part of it. So yes, like, Kondo, there's gonna be so many combo variations in this game. I mean, obviously there's quick, heavy, signature move, we got flash attack. Obviously we can put mortar into it as well. And we don't have to go into Kikon. And as we saw in one of the last matches on Friday, you can stop your Kikon move. Now, why you would want to, I don't know. I really hope you're not trying to flex like that because that's low-key crazy. Unless you're trying to stop it because you're like, no, I want to do a soul break. That would be reasonable, right? And so, and under those circumstances, I think that would be a favorable situation, right? You stop it with your combo extender. And I mean, that would make the most sense because you're in the middle of a combo. You don't have control of your reverse gauge, right? You have one button for it. Depending on what you're doing, and that's something you want to understand. Depending on what you're doing, is what it will trigger. If you're standing in neutral, it goes to soul reverse, which is where it will heal you, and your energy will increase. If you are in the middle of a combo, it's going to do combo extender, where it turns yellow, and it's called chain reverse. And basically, it will allow you to do a combo extender and for the duration of the reverse. If you are being hit and you activate it, then it turns into burst reverse. And then that's when you turn blue, and you'll be able to negate a combo. But like I mentioned, if you're being hit multiple times, that may still go through. I believe I've seen. Yeah. So that's just kind of something you're going to want to consider. So if you're doing a keycone move and you activate that, you can essentially stop your keycone move, keep doing a combo, but you got to be like, right on that. And then go to, soul break. If you can get there. See, I like that. That's a nice little combo. I enjoy that. And then he was going to try to do a breaker. Okay. See, this would be that's also, hold on. That's the right outfit. That's the outfit we love. I like that. It looks nice. He doesn't have his cloak for obvious reasons, but it still looks really good. I like the fact that you can see the arm thing. I think the obvious reason we haven't seen, Bankai Ichigo is because if they show us that, they're going to have to show us holification, and they're definitely waiting to show us holification. Like full holification. Agreed, Kenneth. Yes, no, it's the way that the outfits of the way that they've balanced this game, and that's actually something I wanted to talk about. I made a chart so you guys can see. The way that they've balanced this game is insane. Even in just, I gotta show you in more detail so you guys can see, because like the battle stats are like the basis, but when you break it down and you start to figure it all up, you start to see just how people start to stack up, and where I don't think this is where the meta is gonna be, but it's gonna be something to consider. Like, you have to really think about your character. Let's see. I may have to play this back, because how was Soul Calibur? I'm not too familiar with the game, so you'll have to. A new match was found this morning. You are clutch, my guy. Well, we are watching that. If you can put that in. If it's Valero, if it's on Twitter, I will just go on Twitter right now and click on it if that's where it is. But feel free to let me know, man. I appreciate you letting me know. Hey guys, we got more gameplay. Bro, I'm stoked. This is awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Listen to that, guys. We got more gameplay. That's insane. Live. Like, literally live. That's insane. Alright. Yeah, for me, yeah, Kenneth, you got a point there. Because for me, I'm going to have to replay this one, I ain't going to lie, though, because I haven't really had a chance to watch it, really. But, no, the way people are going to combo is going to be very lazy, until they figure out First of all, they might be on simplified controls. Not us, not us, but some are gonna be, and that's fine. That's fine for them. But I mean, I've seen that you can do heavy into a quick, or reverse that. Quick into a heavy. And I mean, I like the combo freedom that it gives you if you do the advanced controls. And then that between flashed up. Oh, and always like only get 30 minutes. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not surprised they can't figure it out too much. Like, I mean, even with all I know, I'd still need a moment to figure out all of this. Like, that's like, because especially with every character fighting differently, that's one of the best things Ukiyoda could do, is heal and then immediately do something. So that way it kind of negates the damage you're taking. But you're gonna want to, take a step back only because you could hold that for a moment longer. That's definitely is heavy. That was a nice little, like, give and take. He stepped forward in the it's not the side steps, but the front steps are one of the best things, like, I think you can do to kind of throw somebody off, because it immediately changes the range, and they're not really always expecting you to just step in. And so I think doing that and doing like a long range attack, like how he can do with his tail, is insanity. Yeah, Ken. So that's basically Geen that you're describing, because Geen can effectively reach you from across the map. He just walked right into another match. That's okay. Right. All right. But at the same time, he doesn't have the width. So that's how they balance it, right? Yes, he can hit you across the map, but if you just do a slight sidestep, you evaded it. Because he can do his signature move, which literally can go across the map. But then the thing with that is that it's not doing like his spiritual technique 2, where it's a wide sweeping, like, keep off type of technique. So that's kind of how they're balancing it. So it's like some techniques are definitely wide range, but they're not going to go across the map. And then others are going to be straightforward, but have to be charged and might take a moment. Yeah, those were all quick attacks. So you can stop. Hold on. You can stop your spiritual move. Hold on. Let's look at that. How Ichigo's at 108, 109. He does. Yep. He does his spiritual move 1, and he got canceled. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I love that, because that means just because you did your signature move, it doesn't mean. Hold on. Now, was he already in the middle of doing that combo? Oh, okay, I lost it. Ah, counter. I like that counter he just did. I think that's you can't reach me. Both styles. Uh, I'm gonna check it out. I've heard of the game. Oh. Oh, Ken. Okay, sorry, Ken. Yeah, can do. Combo canceled. Separates. Yes. Yeah, and it's actually funny because I was playing Jump Force the other day, and I realized, like, Jump Force is Jump Force. It's got its cheese, but it was pretty fun. And there's still like a ceiling to like figuring out all the things you can do with Jump Force. This is a pretty good fight. There's a lot going on it. Ooh. See, that's the right way to move. Oh, and the white introduction. Yo, you see how his aura changes? That's actually cool. Let's go. Let's go. And yo, why does this Bankai look sick in red like that? Especially with like white? That's kind of looks good. Like look at his aura. It's like, oh, I like that. I don't think I noticed that before. And then hold on, was that Getsuga? That was Getsuga. And so the difference here is that that's probably the same Getsuga that you get as Bankai Ichigo, but it's free when you're Bankai Ichigo, and there it costs. It looks like the same crescent and everything, so. Subiakia has his soul reverse. I wonder if he's gonna do a flash up. Oh, he did a counter, but he didn't take it. See, that's one thing, is that sometimes just because they've stopped moving, it doesn't mean you should hit them. They might be waiting to do a counter. Like I know it's like as an Uryu main, I'm gonna be, if you're trying to close in the gap, you may not always want to be hitting me at every second, because if I start noticing your pattern, I'm gonna hit my counter on purpose. See, yeah, you might want to do something like that where you're in the middle of a combo and then you do your technique. And unless they do burst reverse, which they can, you know, bump out of it, then they're not really getting out of it. Oops. Okay, my cat jumped on me and then jumped off. The peak sidestepping. No, honestly, the sidesteps are going to be elite here. Like, that and flash step, I think are really going to, like, you're going to see someone do some crazy stuff. Because I'm playing Kaname, he's a hit and run character, so I'm gonna have to be able to get in and get out. So my sidestep game is gonna be sick. I'm gonna show you guys some stuff like first weekend. The Getsuga, yeah. Okay, bet. So let me see if I can find this. Okay. Hey, Lee, I haven't watched this yet, but I was going to, but we shall find that soon. It's probably not this. No, because that was 2 days ago. Okay. Appreciate you. All right, I got the gameplay. It's right here. So, let's see. Yeah, no, shout out to Valero. My man's been finding like every gameplay. And it's been on the most random sites. Like, okay, so. Oh, wait, yeah, I could just do this. Yep, there you go. Posted 8 hours ago. Insanity. Okay. What is this? Okay, so some of this is tutorial. Right, anything new? Nothing I can see. I'm gonna let them surprise me. Who they showing us? Okay. Another, okay, I mean a little something different. I beg, just not Ukiyoda. I feel like I've seen so many Ichigo Ukiyoda fights. Okay, that's kind of actually what I wanted. I wanted that, actually. Alright, because we got a rush down, we got a mid-range. Let's see if Toshiro can play keep away, especially because it's going to be, hold on, this is, in fact, the CPU, right? Yes, and yes, level 3 CPU, yes, okay. Because now we can see someone play around. Because that Byakuya that was a CPU against, what do you call it, the VA, wrecked him. Alright, so we're going to see some good tech from Toshiro, I imagine. All right, and I'll put the links to this in the description once it's finished, just in case. So no, Byakuya's stat was actually pretty low. I think it came in as a 2. And yeah, we're gonna go over the stats in a sec, so I got you. Okay, good movement. Respectable. He did one flash step. All right, he went right into soul reverse as he should. He's gonna get all his health back pretty much. All right, he did a breaker. Okay, breaker into heavy. It landed. He's doing some quick attacks. Another flash step. Impressive. Oh, and also, I'm pretty sure he got his flash step meter back because he landed the blow right away. All right, let's see. This is new gameplay. Yes, just came out 8 hours ago. Very nice. Okay, yeah, I mean, Toshiro did get kind of got some health back. So overall, basically, he's almost at right where he was, and he's already in Bankai, and has most of his health. That's awesome. He's almost to sublimation mode. So, I mean, matches could technically kind of go quick, or you could kind of drag it out, is what I'm thinking. And this is like, you know, they're really going for it. This Ichigo, I'm really liking the way he's moving. He's kind of doing some stuff. Like, obviously, he could just dash, but the flash steps just kind of provide a little bit of extra, like, badass. And also kind of how Ichigo would move. The mortar is good. He's just pushing him back. See, he's not even going in for a key cone, right? He's just pushing him back with the mortar move. So that's kind of a, yeah. Unless that's the ending result of their auto combo. Then that would also kind of make sense. But I'm thinking you could probably do the latter, especially if you're doing advanced. That clash. That clash. Okay, now Ichigo's got a speed buff. His attack is a little bit less. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, there is also obviously pairing, but... I agree. Yeah, he needs to pick Rukia because I'm like the way he's playing. I really like it. Like he's actually really going for it. He's doing breakers when he needs to. This person, like, I feel like they understand. He's not playing around. And I'm curious if he's even got the simple moves. Like, I mean, if he's got the simple controls. It seems like that's what this is, just simple controls. Nah. Oh, hold on. Okay, effective sidestepping. He's not. See, okay, the dashing I feel is actually not good for you. Like maybe if they're flying like that, but honestly, even then, you're gonna have to figure out when the dashing. Yeah, they really got the breaker down. Good on Toshiro. Okay. All right. Oh, and guys, of course, if you're watching and you haven't hit subscribe, please do. I'd really appreciate the support. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Has he got one flower petal left? He does. Bro, he's got one flower petal left. But okay, someone asked this question. They're like, what happens when he doesn't have any left? I don't think that is a situation that happens, truth be told. Okay, see, yeah, this Toshiro's not going down without a fight. But okay, see, this is a situation where guarding is not going to be your friend, right? I think this is what's going to happen, right? Bottom tier, you're going to see a lot of guarding. Mid tier, you're not going to see much guarding at all. It's going to be a lot of movement, side steps, maybe a little bit of, Maybe a little bit of guarding, probably not that much. High tier, you're gonna see some guarding, but rarely, because you can always just go into a breaker, and it's a rock paper scissors shit. You know. Yeah, I gotta look at this again. Okay, I'm glad this is yeah. Appreciate you. Yeah, this Toshiro's not giving up. He's see. Oof. That was nice the way that they both kind of. That was awesome. I need to see that again. They both missed, but they was really cool. Like they both missed, and it was like almost like a what you see in a movie when two swordsmen clash, and they end up behind each other. Ah, that was cool. I'm sorry. Obviously it was a mistake, but it was cool. Yo, first of all, that Ichigo can fight. Secondly, that Toshiro put up a good fight. That was nice. That was nice. Hold on, let's play that back. Let's play that back. Okay, that was good. Now that we know what we're seeing, because I didn't even know who it was. Yeah, no. First, like literally first hour, I'm gonna have to lab. Yeah, I gotta. That's one thing is that everyone's got to lab their character because we're seeing a lot of swinging around. Like you don't know what techniques and what the range are, and you don't want to be choked up like that, especially if you're in ranked. See, Toshiro. Ooh, okay. He needed to hold that a little bit longer so that the signature move would have worked. Mmm. That's a really good combo. Like everybody write that down, take some notes. That was a good combo. See, it also that's the thing, negation. Negation is gonna happen a lot depending on which moves you use. So signature techniques or spiritual pressure techniques might be able to negate something if you do it fast enough. Evolution seems to negate stuff. Burst reverse seems to negate stuff. So certain actions will basically cancel out their actions or your actions. Yeah, I love back and forth. Some people were like saying, "Oh, this is kind of crazy. Like, the games are going to be kind of long." I'm like, I love a fight. Like, I love a good little push and pull, and I think that's one of the reasons I love Bleach so much is it's a good little drag out. You're not just gonna. There's rarely one that's just so one sided, unless your eyes are. Yeah, if I'm overwhelming my enemy, I almost feel kind of bad for them. Like, it's like, I think like in Marvel Rivals yesterday, we pushed them back all the way to their spawn, and I felt like kind of backing up a little bit to give them some space to get out, because it's like, what am I doing, bullying them? Like, I mean, granted, don't play with me. If you start getting disrespectful, I will bully you. Fair is fair, but that's different. Yeah, no, the difference between like and it's funny, a player will probably play in the same play style no matter who they're playing with. But if they're really good, they'll know how to adapt. And so it's gonna be really cool to see who's doing what first. Like, there's gonna be optimal combos, but there's also gonna be things you can do like kind of tech people out. So like, what do you go for your first combo? Is gonna be a real good question. All right, so quick attack. Okay, so that was smart. He did a bunch of quick attacks. He realized, okay, it's not doing anything. Look at that. He saw him doing his spiritual technique. He didn't even flinch. Said, "Nah, quick attack." And that's how you get out of it and also do damage at the same time. So he's evading and also attacking. Also, he's got more than enough spiritual technique or spiritual power. Yeah, Batagon's gonna be sick. Thank you for the kind words, Kuro. I really appreciate that. Oh wow. Does he have the reverse energy? No, because I was gonna say if he had the reverse energy, he could have just done his mask and gotten a little bit of Keycone boost there. Mm. Look, yo, you can kind of actually see Toshiro in the back. I just noticed that. And you can see some trees in the back. Okay, so they still have the whole background. It's not like a... Yeah, okay. That's cool. I haven't been able to focus in on those details there. This is Squad 3 barracks. I wonder if we have any more... Well, we do have more barracks. We have the old barracks as well, the ruined ones. Exactly, yeah. I mean, when I played, JJK, it was all about who I like to play. Like, Nobara had the nails, and you'd have to stick them onto a character, but to be able to stick them, you had to be able to hit them 3 times, or do, your curse technique, which was similar to a spiritual pressure technique. Yeah, the fact that you can come back from 1 is crazy. And also, I mean, with Xayalaparo, y'all gonna have a problem because he's gonna be low, but he can always just, I got 3 more guys. Hey, I got 3 more guys. Hey, he's gonna be a problem. And also, I'm noticing the moment that you see it says 0, that is when they revive. So if they have all the conditions met. Because I've been, at first I was wondering, hey, when is it that they're actually going to do the reawakening? The reawakening if it's Bankai Ichigo or Aizen. It's when they actually die and hit 0 if everything's kind of met the parameters. If they've, let me see, like for example, if Aizen never goes into awakening, he technically can't reach his reawakening. That's game. That was nice. That was really nice. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, if you know how to use Xayalaparo, you're gonna have a problem. I don't know what this is about, but we're Gucci on that. This is my best way to deal with ads. Mute them, stop them, keep it moving. All right, so I needed to sit here for a second in case I need to rewatch it, but we're gonna rewatch this overview trailer for a hot second because I wanted to kind of just check on something that I saw there that I think would be interesting before we go into this next thing, and then we're gonna talk about these stats because I made a little grid for all the characters and basically what their average stats are, their ease of use, comparing that, and then that would kind of tell you what I've been seeing in kind of like a pattern. But yeah, first we're going to go into this real quick. So just in case I don't miss it. Okay, actually no, I'm sorry. No, the intro was actually kind of fire. I actually really liked this. So let's just put it back in the beginning. Run that shit back, okay? Yeah, they're purposely hiding Bankai Ichigo. That's a fact. My main, that around card drip, just that as the main menu looks so good. And like Zangetsu, the way it looks like rustic. Also, I will say though, the little flies, crawling, that part kind of grosses me out. But that's just, I don't know, that's just me. Like, I mean, I don't care, it's fine. But like, it at first I was like, is there something on my screen when I saw that? And I was like, oh no, it's just it's just the animation. Thank you, Ken. Okay, so this is where it talks about where it's like rock paper scissors. So if you see the guard, you hit the breaker. You see the breaker, you do an attack. You see that side step he just did though? This, as we know, he did a quick attack, he did a flash, gap, action, and speed. So really, this is going to be the, you know, ooh, Rangiku, I need more of her. Yeah, and Mayuri's grab is crazy. So we're going into all this for a second because I want to see evolution for a second. It's something that it said on here that talks about stats increasing. I'm wondering how general that is because... Okay. Follow up Poho. So we're going to be calling that perfect flash step. All right, let's be real. Counter. Follow up Ho-Ho. I mean, Ho-Ho's fine, you know? Yes, yes. Yeah, Soy Phone actually looks great. I want to break these characters down more, but I want to see them actually fighting, which is why I've kind of stuck to the characters I've had extended fights rather than just a trailer. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for there. But if we don't get that before... Yeah, if we don't get that before, you know, release date, then I'll just start, you know, breaking them down upon release date. Okay, so there we go. This sentence here is a big question I have here. Awakening boosts your stats and alters certain characters' actions. Right. Okay. I understand the second part. Because, you know, certain people, they switch their actions like Rukia, right? But the first part, awaken boosts your stats. Is that everyone? Or is that just some people, right? That is my question. You guys let me know what you think. Please let me know what you guys think. Because that's a big question I've been having. Because when we look at this, right, there are some characters that have a difference in stats. And it is very much emphasized. And then there are some people that it isn't really that well explained. So, like, when we look at the website, let's see. And by the way, my three mains would be Kaname, Uryu, and, well, in terms of an Espada, I'm going to say Nell for now. I need to see a little bit more, though, to fully lock in. Because I got some questions about Nell. But, yeah, I would say... Oh, actually, no. Let me correct myself here. If Orihime is in the game, I think I'm going to main her, you know, to be honest. I see her potential. I see it. I got hope, right? But then, so definitely these two. I know I love the Quincy's. If I had a tribe, it'd be the Quincy's. Even my name Saint is actually, if you don't know, fun fact, Quincy's are, the definition of them is Saints of Destruction. So one of the reasons why I went with Saint is for Quincy's. So, hey yo. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Mayuri's also going to be a good one. And probably Shunsui, I'm thinking. Yeah. Good luck to you, Zanji mains. I'm sorry. Yeah, but okay. Let's take a look at this. So, all right. So there's an average stat that that it's going to be kind of broken down, right? So there are some characters that if they have an asterisk, it's because they can go up or down. But to give you some little understanding, let's go with someone basic, like Ichigo base form. Right? So Ichigo base form. He's got a... And we're going to do a little side by side to make this easy too. Okay. All right, so he's got a 4, right? He's got a 2, a 4, and a 3. And when you go to Bankai, Tensan Sangetsu, his performance changed significantly and from normal with attack damage reducing, but overall speed increasing. It breaks it down very, very explicitly. It says it right there, right? So it's saying your the stats that are increasing. But then when we look at certain characters like, let's say, Byakuya, it's not saying that. It's not saying any of his stats are increasing. It's not saying that he's going to have extra attack. It's not saying that he's going to have more durability. It's not saying he's going to have more range or better speed. And that's what I was talking about. Yeah, his speed is really only a 2, which isn't technically lower accurate, but they had to balance him. So, and when we look at balancing, that's where you can see why this parameter makes sense. Because people were like, it's not lower accurate. Why are they doing this? Well, if you actually start understanding the components, kind of like this formula helps you understand why. So let's look at Byakuya, right? Byakuya is a 2, a 2, a 5, and a 3. Oh, and a 4. I don't know. Did I get that right? I did. Yeah, okay. I did. Yeah. So why is that important? When you divide that up by 5, it's 3.2. So his average stats is better than most, right? Most people actually end up having an average of 3. So he's got better range than most people. He's got a good amount of durability. His overall stat parameters is better than the average. So he's stronger than most. And on top of which, he can be in any range. So really, Byakuya is kind of cracked. Okay? Is everybody still with me? Like, does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's basically all this is that you got to see what the stats are. Now, granted, even someone like Uryu, who is my main, and, I had to really question myself and be like, okay, do I really want to play Uryu? Once I saw his stats, I low-key was kind of a little bit upset because I was like, yo, what do you mean that Uryu is a 2.8? I get it. Yes, technically he was weaker than most of the roster, but I had some feelings about that, right? But check this. So Uryu starts off with a 1. 3 for speed, which thank you, you made him fast. I appreciate that. His range is a 5, of course. Durability is a 1. Okay, we'll go with it. And technique is a 4. Honestly, I don't think his technique is a 4, but I'm guessing because they gave him his awakening, which they don't actually talk about in the website. They have talked about every other reawakening, but not his. And I think it's for they're hiding something. I mean, either that or just they forgot to add it, but I don't think they forgot to add it. I think it was very intentional. It may not be saying that he's getting an extra boost. So it's a lot of question marks with Uryu here. Not a lot of people are paying attention to him, but that's my boy. That's my boy. But nah, okay, so check it out. Attack is a 1. Speed is a 3. Range is a 5. Durability a 2. No, actually, durability is a 1, excuse me. And technique is a 4, right? Is that what I got? 1, 3, 5... 1 and 4. Yep. All right, cool. So when you divide it up, it's 2.8. And he's a 3-star character at that, right? So with Ichigo, you got a 5, right? Okay. Byakuya, where you at? You got a 3-star. Okay. And so that's also another way that you can balance things, is that making things not as easy to use. So with that, Byakuya is not going to be the easiest character. He's not going to be too difficult. Once you figure it out, you're fine. But they make it so that you can't just pick him up and you're going to suddenly be fine because he is a stronger character. They got to figure out how to balance these things. And, in higher tier, it's not going to matter too much because you're both going to have the skill set. It's going to be at that point, what choices do you make in the battle to, overcome the tide. And so when we look at Uryu, the way that they've balanced him because he's weaker, right, is they've made him a little stronger. When he does his counter, he'll be able to be in his particle convergent state, which basically allows him to be more powerful. And then once he's in awakening, he's always more powerful. And it says that its performance is strengthened, the damage dealt to opponents, and the amount of spiritual power accumulated is particularly strengthened, making it easier to use spiritual pressure techniques. So the damage dealt, so how much attack he does, is strengthened, and how fast he gets his spiritual energy. So it'll be faster than most. So this could easily go into a 2. And then at that point, he's balanced. Um, I believe, if I just do the math really quickly here, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4. Yep, 15. So divide by 3. I mean, divide by 5 is 3. So yeah. So that's kind of how they've balanced him. They made, and also he gets that little extra boost where he can also do spiritual techniques faster. So it's kind of a way to balancing. He's a weak character, but he can still stack up if he gets into his awakening. But also, the big question mark is going to be, what does his reawakening give him? I'm thinking it's going to be an extra damage. I don't think. I mean, he's already getting faster. Spiritual power. So what else is it giving him? But yeah, that's one thing I've been seeing that I'm not seeing is that question mark. What's up with Udi's reawakening? Yeah. So there's that. But anywho, that's basically that. So when we look at all of this and understanding everything I just broke down, these characters all have better stats. And who are they? The top tier characters. And what is their ease of use? Almost all of them are not 5-star. The only one that is Ichigo. And actually, let's take a look at that. Bankai Ichigo, I'll say, actually. So let's see here. Bankai Ichigo. Five-star character, ease of use. But he's very repetitive. He doesn't got much going on for him. He gets overall performance strengthened. Let's see here. So that's, again, big question marks with what they said here. Boost your stats. Yeah, they got to be a little more specific, because is it saying that these stats are going to increase further? And then at that point, I'll have to make another chart for the evolution stats and say, okay, how do they diff? Because that's going to be a big big determining factor on, okay, hey, if I do 4 damage versus 5 damage, what is that difference? What does that change for my game plan? So, I mean, granted, for most people, they may not get this technical, but when you're in the fighting community, like, it may be that this is an optimal combo, it's gonna fucking matter. So at least for me, I'm very tactitional. I'm very strategic. So I think about these things and I'm like, nah, okay, this is something that's gonna matter. But yeah. So it's interesting. Sajin actually is balanced. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't color these in. I updated these recently and I didn't get a chance to color them in. But I'll be actually doing a finished product version, and I'll do this when all the characters are out. I'll make an updated version, but for now, I'll put these out on the 26 characters we have, and I'll put it on my Twitter. So just click on my Twitter on my in my channel, and you can see these if you want for yourself anytime, and I'll make sure they're colorized and all that. But let's see here. We were talking about the stats. So that's a big question mark basically. But yeah, you guys let me know. What do you think about that? Let's see here. So, yeah, I think I would agree with that a little bit. I mean, well, no, I don't think I would actually. Difficulty, I think, is literally assigned by the devs. So I think they've already kind of understood, what kind of tiers they've put these characters in. Based on, and the fact that we don't have a 1-star character, that's also I think is gonna help us understand, what defines how they made the difficulty. Let's see, what are y'all saying here? Respira. Oh yeah, so Respira, yeah, I think that you guys actually have said a little bit here. Hold on, I may have missed something here. Let me read what you guys have said. Okay, no, yeah. So to what Ken said, Rangiku is going to be fire. So yes, thank you for bringing it back to that, because actually that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. So we're not seeing a lot of characters that right. So okay, check this out. There's a few characters that their attacks go up. There's a few characters that have their speed go up. Um, Barely any that have the range that change. Nell and Geen. Durability, not really much is changing for almost anybody. So I anticipate that somebody might be getting a durability stat increase soon. Maybe one of the characters that we haven't seen yet. Just so that way we have like some kind of balance across the board in terms of stats. Um, it doesn't seem like we've had one yet, but we could. I'm thinking it could be Orihime. Like she's overall her body, yes, can't take an attack, but the fact that she has her shields, it could attribute that to her durability. So a lot of factors with that, right? But then technique, I don't see them really doing the technique stat increase unless someone gets a boost when they do their evolution, where their techniques are suddenly so much more superior that it warrants them to do a technique boost, in their stats. So they might be a 2.8, and then suddenly when they get into their evolution, they're suddenly a 3-star character or even a 3.2-star character, depending on how their stat parameters increase. That character probably would have like a not a 5-star character, ease of use. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, so I mean, with that, Rangiku, where does she stack up? She is a 3-star, and she is balanced overall. She's very well rounded. She's got mid stats, nothing too low, nothing too high. So I think honestly, Ken, sorry, I think you're pretty I think you're pretty good with Rangiku. I mean, you can obviously pick somebody else, but I always say it's best to go with who feels right, right? So I mean, when I played JJK, I played Toto, who swaps out your position, and that was confusing for a lot of people, but for me, it fit like a glove. It was just the right character. It fit with my mindset. I knew what kind of plays and kind of strategies I wanted to do, and so I became one of the best Totos. Like non-hyperbole, I literally am one of the best Totos. Ask around. But anywho, now let me stop talking my shit. Like it's a matter of like pick the character who feels right. You can always start learning everybody else. But I think going by, your first instinct and picking someone that fits well is one of the best ways to, start learning the game really well. Yeah. Wait, what are we asking about? What are you? Okay, yes, Ken, you are also yeah. So projectile users are going to have a little bit of a difficult time. I know a lot of times people favor the whole zoning situation where they think that because you're a zoner that you're going to have a favorable playstyle. I actually really like zoning. It's just I enjoy it. I like archer classes. I like magic types. That's my bread and butter. But at the same time, like there's a lot of counters to those things. So you can't just be spamming and thinking that no one's going to do anything against it. There's definitely going to be things you can do. So it is going to be a matter of like figuring out, oh, okay, hey, this is that. Hey, mage type Lee, appreciate you, my man. No, yeah, I love a mage. Oh yeah, so as you mentioned with Kenpachi, I feel like I'm seeing your comments here a lot. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to skip over nobody else. But let's see here. Okay, Kenpachi, I'm gonna be real. Brain dead. It's not gonna take much to use him. Like, let's be real. Okay, 5-star, busted. Also, he gets a key cone increase. So he goes from 3 to 5, not 3 to 4 at Awakening. And then when he goes into Sublimation, he goes to 6. So he's already easy to use. He's got a maximum attack. He's got a pretty decent speed. Like, the only thing he don't got is range, which means nothing because, like you were saying, projectiles, what? Like, you can always flash stuff. You can always just dash in. Like, sidestep game, like, on point. It's, and then also he's got a guard break. So it's kind of just going to be, like, keeping, Kenpachi back. Yeah, no, it's going to be a problem. Let me see here. I don't know, but Byakuya is a ranged fighter, and he's pretty strong and hard to attack. If you can't use Shunpo, time your blocking and lunges. and then you'll be out of the blender. Oh, you'll be out of the yeah. No, Byakuya is going to be a problem. It's going to be difficult because if you try to step in, if you're a close range fighter, he can just do his little blender technique, his tornado with the pedals. Um, I imagine Stark, as you're mentioning, you're hoping it's coming out tomorrow. I imagine Stark is going to be one of those characters that has a higher, range than most. We don't see too many 5 stars. We see, Byakuya, we see Uryu, and we see Gin and Ukiyoda, and all of those make sense. But we're still needing a little bit more. We've got a lot of characters that have strong attack, though, so we probably won't be getting too many more that have like full attack stats, but I think a few more characters that do somewhat decent in speed might still work, and of course people with durability. Badagon I feel like would have some good durability. Tier Halibel I'm pretty sure is going to be balanced, but her speed is going to increase and her attack is going to increase. I was watching the attack with Toshiro and her recently, and something that he said made me think about it. He immediately said, "I didn't expect her range." No, sorry. Her range and her speed are likely going to increase. Quote me on this. You're probably going to see it when she comes out. It's probably going to be her evolution. When she evolved and did her resurrection, her speed and her range increase is what Toshiro said. So I'm pretty sure she's going to be one of those characters that are going to have both of those increase, kind of similar to how Ichigo's stats decrease and increase. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for her. Um, Momo is probably likely going to be also balanced. Yes, Saku. Yeah, it's so it's really funny. Like that's when you see all of this, you start to see okay, well, how are they going to make everybody else? Because they got to balance these out. They got to put characters that have more parameters than others, and so it's going to be really interesting to see basically how they kind of keep the roster balanced, but also enjoyable. Everybody has different stats. Zayalapo actually he has a 2.8 stat, so it's actually kind of he's actually kind of weaker than most people. So not only does he have less kompaku, he also has less parameters. So it's really gonna be like what makes it to where he's favorable. I mean, granted, I think he's actually cracked, but you have to know how to use him to make him cracked. Like, yeah. And then remind me again, awakening, does it boost up your strength? The performance is strengthened, so he may have some boosts, right? So this is kind of the thing is I think if it says the performance is strengthened, then it goes up maybe 1, right? And if it says particularly strengthened, right? Because when you check Uryu's, I've looked at this website so many times that I've started looking at the the differences in descriptions, and so I've noticed that here, so it also says strengthened. Where is this? Is particularly? Yeah. Okay. So particularly strengthened. That's a big question mark. So that's probably going to boost up. It actually, I looked at Uryu. Did I look at Uryu? No, I did not. No. But yeah, so big question mark. It's probably going to be a lot faster. Um, but yeah, one of the last things I wanted to bring up is let's see here. Well, just in case I want to reply to you guys, in case I do want to check out the leaderboards and see what's up with that. Hey, the spreadsheet, my man, I let them know what's good. So let's see here. You think Zayalapro's kid is going to be increased a lot? Yes, I agree. I think as he starts analyzing, he's going to have a better stat increase, and also his RNG abilities kind of give him some crazy differences to where, yes, he starts off as weak, very similar to Uryu, which is kind of, canon. Those are both weaker type characters, but then, there's situations like Uryu can do Ransai Tengai, and that kind of helps him increase, and also he can get more spiritual power. And then also when he goes into his reawakening, I imagine he's just stronger because he would kind of overshoots his limits. And then with Zayalaparo, he analyzes you until boom. Basically he overwhelms you. Yeah, no, it's. I really like how they've done everything. It makes so much sense. I'm really excited to see what else they do. But from everything that I've been analyzing, I'm super excited, and the balancing makes sense. Oh, and also even with Shinji, I know a lot of people have been talking about the whole inverter controls and all that, but someone made a really good point. Um, they were like, they in my comments they said Shinji's ability is not to reverse your movements; it's to reverse your perception. So in a game like this, as far as we know, there is no way to change the perception. You are always facing your opponent. So therefore, it doesn't sound right to try to swap it, right? You can make someone not see anything with Kaname's technique because you can just black out the screen and, figure out that. But there's no way to actually invert the screen to make them look left and right when in fact you're always looking at your opponent. So I think I understand why they actually held off. Because if it was movement, yeah, I could see it. It might, maybe not everybody would enjoy it, but I could see it. But there's a difference there with what his actual technique is and what we understand it to be. So just something to point out. I think technique means how strong their spiritual moves are, like a damage. Well, let's look at that for a second. No, that'd be hard to compare right now. So I'm gonna compare that once we get the game, because you'll be able to go into tutorial and look at the damage. Oh gosh. Let's see here. I was thinking more ease of use beyond star rating. What do you mean by that? Actually, I'll put this here. Okay, so one thing I wanted to bring up. I'm going to make something that's basically like a little message to Bandai. And I'm basically going to, I think we need a disconnection penalty feature, right? Marvel Rival has it. Sparking Zero did not have it. JJK did not have it in one of their games. If we're, as a community, we have the ability that our voices together carry a lot of power, right? So if we can make enough noise, we can actually put it out that, hey, this is something we need. This is something that we want. I really think it would be a good idea. I want to make a small petition, basically. Exactly, connections added it recently. Thank you. And so you're making my exact point. We need to have it before the game launches. It is a pivotal thing that kind of really deters people from playing a game. Look at Sparking Zero, bro. How many rage quits? Before I rage, there were so many rage quits that I got playing that game. I eventually stopped playing it for a while. And granted, the game's fun. I play a few matches here and there. The game is what it is. But that was a big deterrent for a lot of people, is that there was no penalty for rage quitting. You could just go into the next game and that was it. Marvel Rivals did it right. You can even see my reaction the first time I saw that they had the penalty. It was while I was live. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, oh, bet. But if we have a disconnection penalty, then we can have a good game at launch, right? We won't have to be stressed out about cheaters that don't really want to play the game fair, that want to just go up the ranks and not really do it right. Like, I'm not here for that. You want to play ball, bro. Like, I'm here for it because I'm in for the sweats. Like, but I don't want to see someone that's up in the ranks and that's been disconnecting every single time, and I don't want to wait 3 months for that to get updated, right? Connection's been out for over a year, and it just added disconnection penalty. You got me fucked up. So I think as a community, we can make the argument, hey, Bandai, we need disconnection penalty. I'm going to make a petition. I'm going to make a message. I'm going to put it on my Twitter. Feel free to share it. Everybody put your own thoughts. You're welcome to share it. You can copy it. I don't care. Get the message out there. Copy Bandai. Copy Tamsoft. Let me see here. That's the devs, and that's the publisher. Yeah. So, if anybody has a better method, I'm gonna actually ask around. I'm gonna ask one of the creators that I know, because I want this game to succeed. I want this game to do well. I don't expect this game to be perfect. Let me be straight with y'all. I don't expect this game to be perfect, but I do expect this game to be fun, and I want this game to be enjoyable. And in any way, if I can help, just by gathering people and saying, "Hey, listen, guys, we should probably come together and talk about this, and make this something active." I think that would be a positive thing. It's something similar to what I got the idea from watching people in the community, in the Sparking Zero community, actively come together, make some community notes, and send that document out to the developers and to the publisher. And Bandai publicly stated that that was helpful, and they addressed nearly everything in the documents. So, I mean, we don't got to make an expose, but if we need to, we will. If there's anything that we want to address or comment on, but I think this is a big point that would really matter, because a lot of us are in it for the online. Story mode looks pretty good. We haven't seen everything yet, but online games usually suffer, and I have a good idea of how I want to explain that. By having a healthy online community, this game will succeed, which is what the devs want. It's what the publisher wants. It's what Tamsoft wants. It's what Bandai wants. It's what we want. So we all want the same thing, but it's a matter of sometimes we need to communicate that to them. And a lot of times we don't anticipate these things ahead of time. So I would like to get ahead of it. They have plenty of time to add this if they haven't already added it. If they have, all the better. There's not much to it. I'm going to make a small petition, explain why we are asking what we're asking for. And then, of course, if you guys want to support it, you guys share it, you guys sign yourselves to it, etc. You guys let me know if that's a good idea. I'm thinking that is, so I'm going to probably share that soon. But I want to get your feedback. We're a community, and I want to make sure everybody gives some feedback. And again, of course, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe and like if you can. I appreciate the support. But yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea there. I wanted to kind of just bring it up. I'm going to probably make a video, in short, just kind of explaining those little thoughts recapped, just for those that haven't seen this live. But yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. It was just something I've been thinking about, and I'm like, well, we got to put our best foot forward, and just kind of try to do what we can. And that's something we can do. It's something easy. It's not too hard. I've already reached out to Tamsoft myself, but they didn't really reply and exactly say anything. So I'm not sure if they actually did anything with it, if they've read it or not. They could have and just not replied back. But I want to make sure the message gets out. I want to make sure that they are hearing us. And I know if we tell Bandai, I know that they will hear us. I've seen them be very receptive, and I want to make sure that we have a good game. Yeah. Thank you for watching it with me, guys. That's pretty much everything I had. But I thank you guys so much for watching. That's pretty much the gist of it. See, they're focusing on competitive fun, so let's keep that trend going. At least I hope they will. So happy it doesn't feel like a day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sago. Exactly. For me, I'm all about accountability. I want to play the game just like y'all, and I don't want someone to be ruining it with cheating and hacking and it's all this bullcrap that just makes a game not fun. I'm like, we're here to have fun, and it's not fun when people cheat. So I'm out here for it, Yeah, no, exactly. Connections. I saw Connections have a tough time in the beginning because nobody could even play the game. It was so many rage quits. I'm like, so we can make the argument that we've seen it happen. We've seen the trends. No, you guys have spent facts. I thank you guys for agreeing. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, bro, we need to do something about this because we're gonna have the same problem, And if anything, also one thing, we gotta hold these people accountable, right? So if we see this, in the event that we see this happening and we don't get a disconnection penalty, we're bringing back shaming. I'm sorry. For this one point, we're bringing back shaming, bro. You're cheating in a video game? Are you a fucking loser, bro? Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm sorry. Because what the fuck? Sorry. Okay, no, I mean, yeah, I get it. Everybody's maybe gotten mad once or twice. I think there was a game that started in Marvel Rivals, and it started before I was even ready, and I was like, bro, I can't play it right now. But that wasn't technically a rage quit. It was more like I can't really play anymore. And they just be ready. But no, it's a matter of just integrity. I like competitive gaming. I even played some sports, and I like competition as much as the next, but not at the cost of inconveniencing everybody else and wasting that person's time. You know, so I like the fact that the penalty that the Sparking Zero added. I think that's a great penalty. I think that works. Also, the one that Marvel Rivals has, where you get banned for 15 minutes, you can't play, and let's just sit in a corner and think about what you just did, right? So yeah, overall, but yeah, that's pretty much too. Oh, jeez. Alrighty, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna probably try to do more of these watch parties. I'm definitely gonna stream day of launch. I'm just wondering when. There's a big question mark I have. Is just when exactly the game will be coming out because of Steam. Actually, let me check this out here. I can already sense people rage quitting before the last Keycone movie even hits. Exactly. So you don't even get to see your attack. Like, homie, at least let me get to see you kill you, right? Before all the points are subtracted, you can let me watch you die for a second. Give me that respect, you know? Yeah, exactly. They could have a surrender button. I'm cool with that. Like, Jump Force had a forfeit button. You know, if you're really getting your ass beat, bro, just surrender. I'm okay with that. You know, you could if I'm getting my ass handled and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Just surrender, homie. You know, just drop the game. It's okay. It's all right. So yeah, that's, that's yeah. No, agreed. So it's just one of those things, bro. No, Miru, you said it. Because that's always what would happen in Sparking Zero. I'd be in the middle of a super, and then suddenly disconnect, and I'm like, it's like that, all right, okay. And then I gotta sit there and look around because I can't break anything, and I'm like, I grinded for that fight, I grinded for that win, bro. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, nah. But anywho, that's enough of me yapping. I'm gonna be doing these more often, guys. Appreciate y'all watching, and I've been enjoying this a lot. I'm gonna probably do maybe a stream next week, maybe some gaming, but I'm gonna get you guys input and let me know what y'all want to watch. We'll try to see. Maybe we might do like a throwback weekend. But yeah. But we only got less than 2 months of Bleach left. We've got some new gameplay. They keep releasing some, so that's crazy. You guys have a good day. I appreciate y'all so much for watching, and love this community that we found, guys. It's awesome. But I will catch you on the next one, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Peace.